Edward Seago could paint a boat with just a few brush strokes and it would look effortless. And he achieved that by these translucent washes, started with an accurate drawing of the boat, or at least a good understanding of what the boat shape is, even if he may not have had a drawing to start with, we don't know. But these translucent washes, minimum amount of brush strokes, and not putting in detail that's not necessary, only putting in enough detail that tells a story. I just used a 30 brush there to take up that puddle. And then I'm mixing slightly thicker paint and going slightly darker for the shadow. Not the shadow, the reflection, should we say. And the reflection goes in while the boat is still wet. And the reason for that is we don't want two separate shapes. We don't want the boat and then the reflection. It's all got to be one, as Seago did, and other artists like Sargent and so on who use that method. It adds connection, adds more atmosphere, creates the right kind of feeling we're looking for in watercolours. And we're not fighting watercolour. See how the reflection's running up into the boat, but it's creating a slightly darker area at the base of the boat. Got a bit of a dry patch there, but keep it as simple as that. No more marks than that. And then we can just suggest the top of the boat, a little bit of detail. I can put a dark in there, but again, it's only while it's damp because we want a soft edge in there. And that's just enough to anchor the boat to the surface of the water to let you know what's going on there. And a little bit of a dark under the boat. And then I've repeated the process for the other boats in varying details. And then very similar for this boat here again. Minimum amount of brush strokes, translucent washes, just enough detail at the top of the boat there to let you know what it is. Straight into the reflection. Minimum amount of brush marks. Suggest the ripples on the water by breaking it up slightly. Again, just take care of any puddles and then put that dark in while it's damp, and then don't fuss with it. So it's not that difficult, but it does take a bit of self-control not to fiddle with it and to start putting in details that you think there should be there. You know, we need to learn from the masters, Seago and so on, and you know, we want our paintings to look like this. This is what we need to do. I did actually add that reflection in that wasn't there on Seago's painting, but so this was one of two demonstrations, full demonstrations on a members live stream, and well done to those members who painted along with me and you know, did some really good paintings. So if you would like to watch the full tutorial, and there were two on the live stream, and there's also the traceables that you can download if you're a member of tier 2 on my website. Check the link out in the description and think about joining me. And we have regular weekly demos, full demos with references, etc. And all painted in this kind of loose style where we're trying to paint light and atmosphere. I really like that sparkle that Seago created in the distance there, which we use dry brush for that method, which we discussed in the full demo. So hopefully you found that useful. Hit the like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I hope to see you on a live stream soon via my membership. Another artist we look at on my membership is John Singer Sargent, and we've got a full demo here if you want to watch this one.